Alright, so as you already know, Sonic X Shadow Generations is coming out in just over 3 months from now, and most of us are excited for the game, right? And it seems that Sega of Japan, who's been giving us some information recently, it seems like Sega are about to pull the Sonic Forces on us right now, and we're gonna see if it turns out better than when it was actually Sonic Forces. So again, to all this right now, please subscribe to the channel already. Please make sure to subscribe, alright? So what am I talking about when I say they're going to pull a Sonic Forces? Well, Sonic Forces had something very interesting happen during the build-up of the game. I'm not referring to the quality of the game, I'm just talking about the build-up and the marketing strategy. But before we get into that, we got to talk about this quick piece of news, because Sega Japan have been updating their website, and that is where this information comes from. But before the big news, we got to talk about the little news, right? So Sonic Stadium tweets here, take a look at some new screenshots and a shadow render for the Sonic X Shadow Generations. These are come from newly polished Japanese trailers and previews. So you can see it's Modern Green Hill. We notice no visual improvement, of course. Once again, Modern Green. I don't know why they don't show anything else but Modern Green Hill. I mean, they show all the zones in the trailers, but for the screenshots, they're like, now we really needed to see Green Hill. Well, anyway, we got Shadow in the Space Colony Arc stage, and of course the new render, which is a pretty beautiful render. Like, Shadow's looking pretty cool. He's got the dirt on his boots and all that shit. Like, it's a pretty solid render. When it comes to the games, they tend to have decent renders for the most part. It's the spin-off shit and the random marketing art where they start giving you these fucking horrible ass renders. I don't know what gets into them when it comes to that shit. But clearly they're capable of making good renders. They should do that more. But anyway, time for the main event, okay? Tails channel tweeted here, multiple people have already covered it. It says, the Japanese Sonic X Shadow Generations site showcases both sides of the game, interestingly teasing that another character may be playable with Shadow Generations. Not maybe, will be. Okay, we go to the website. We're on the character page. See this page right here? It's the Japanese website. We translated the shit. It shows you the characters of the game. We can see here Modern Sonic, right? And we can see here Classic Sonic, right? It's showing us the two different versions of the character. Makes logical sense. These are the two playable characters of the Sonic Generations portion. But of course, Thanos was upset with Sega because things were not perfectly balanced as they should be. Because there's two playable characters on the Sonic Generations portion, but only one on the Shadow Generations portion. So after Thanos had a conversation with Sega, they were like, you know what, you're right. You're right. What, Shraggy? We've got Shadow right here. A black hedgehog with a 2D appearance. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that... What is a 2D... What does that mean? What does that... Just like Sonic... It might be bad translation, okay. The ultimate life form created by Professor Gerald, the genius scientist of the century, driven by an ominous omen, he heads to Ark where he has a nightmarish reunion with an impossible being and becomes embroiled in a major accident. And then you can see the second character here just says, coming soon. So basically, let's be real. There's two playable characters on the Shadow portion of the game. It's been confirmed, basically. You've got the two playable characters here, and then you got the coming soon. It's logical sense. Why would there only be one Shadow in Shadow Generations when there's two Sonics in Sonic Generations? Now, that doesn't guarantee it's going to be a Shadow. I've got some theories on who it could be. I've listed all the possibilities we're going to get into, aside from like a completely brand new character that we've never heard of before, right? But yes, it makes sense that there's another playable character. And yes, they did do this with Forces. If you remember the build up to Forces, if you're old enough to remember 2017, some of you people are pretty young on it, I don't know. But yes, they only showed Modern Sonic and Classic Sonic first. Now everyone was hyped to see the initial Modern Sonic reveal in the Forces trailer, and then they showed Classic Sonic and we were not so hyped. And then they were like, there's a third character, and then it was the Avatar, and we were like, this is kind of interesting, but it's going to be cringe, and it was, you know, cringe. But anyway, these are my theories for who the character could possibly be. Classic Shadow, right? I mean, it's Generations. This is one that we have to mention. This is one of those ones that's like, we have to bring this up. Like, it could be Classic Shadow. I mean, we have Classic Sonic, there could be Classic Shadow. Now, some people say, well, Classic Shadow doesn't exist. Well, even a Classic Sonic before 2011, because the original Sonic in the 90s is not called Classic Sonic. That's just Sonic. Classic Sonic was invented in 2011 to be baby bro to Modern Sonic. So there was no Classic Sonic at one point. Now there is. Classic Shadow is a possibility. So we have to acknowledge that. As much as I don't know how I feel about it, I guess it makes sense because it balances out the Sonic Generations portion. But Some people will say BioLizard is classic Sonic. No, we're not going to fucking play as BioLizard, okay? It's not going to turn into some Mario Odyssey ending type shit. It'll be Cappy on... Let me not spoil that for you. That was a great ending. I mean, it's an old game. You should play Mario Odyssey if you haven't already. But they could compromise in another way. They could give us SA2 Shadow. Maybe make it such that it's like not boost gameplay, like it's like adventure style gameplay, like full on spin dash and slower movement and whatnot. Use the model and everything. I don't know. I mean, it's also possible they just use the SA2 skin on regular Shadow and then just call it a day when it comes to that, because you've got the SA1 skin for Modern Sonic. So maybe a skin for Shadow would be all they need just to satisfy that adventure itch for, you know, fans who want to just buy whatever skin is going to come. But there's other options we need to get into. Now, the next option is one that is probably less likely, but I really want to see it, and it's at least above 0% possible, so we're going to bring up Silver, okay? We love Silver. Silver's one of the GOATs, okay? Let's be real. A Shadow and Silver campaign would be hype as fuck. They did well together in 06. I think they did. I think they did good work, okay? I really do think they did good work, and I would love to see that, okay? I would honestly love to see that. Yeah. That's all I wanted to say. Silver is just pretty goated, okay? Let's move on to the next character, okay? Metal Sonic, okay? Now, Metal Sonic and Shadow have got a very interesting history, and I think it would be pretty interesting for Metal Sonic to be in the campaign, but it just seems like another Sonic cop-out. You already got Modern Sonic, you got Classic Sonic, now in the Shadow form of the campaign, you got Metal Sonic as well. Have Shadow and Metal Sonic teamed up before, like, properly? Like, wait, Rivals 2, was Shadow with Espio, or was Shadow with Metal Sonic? Hold on, I've actually forgotten, and I played that game a lot. Was it Shadow? Yeah, Shadow was with Metal Sonic. He wasn't with Espio. Was with... Who the fuck was Espio with in Rivals? See, I've forgotten, man. It's been a while since I played Rivals 2. Espio was with Silver. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, Shadow and Metal Sonic were together in Rivals 2, so there is some canonical, you know, history to that. And it's possible that they could, you know, come together. I mean, Metal Sonic is Eggman's creation. Shadow is Eggman's dad's creation. So it's like a descendant kind of situation, you know. There's an argument to be made for that, okay? But we got another option, Rouge, right? Shadow and Rouge got chemistry, you know, so it could be Rouge. That would be fun. Rouge can glide, so we'd have some gliding kind of gameplay in there. Climbing, maybe some form of treasure hunting type shit. I don't know, like Shadow the Hedgehog type missions, you know, like the Fire game. It could be something like that, okay? So that could be interesting too. I didn't list Omega in this list of characters, but now that I'm thinking about it, Omega would be lit to see. Like, mech gameplay make a return. I would love to. I love mech gameplay. Like, Eggman's levels in SA2 are some of the best levels in the game. I'm just saying, okay? So, like, if it's that, then it's that. But, yeah, I didn't actually open a tab for Omega, but I just thought I'd bring him up. Infinite, right? Could be Infinite. He was in Forces. They haven't done too much of them since then. He's got potential as a character, in my opinion. He's got potential. Okay, some of this DeviantArt shit, my god, I'm seeing some shit on the screen, like, what, oh my god. Let's just leave the tab, okay? Let's leave the tab, because, man, you make it not safe for work to Google Sonic characters. Can't even Google a fucking Sonic character without seeing body parts that you ain't supposed to be seeing when it comes to Sonic characters. But yes, there's some options here. Classic Shadow, SA2 Shadow, Silver, Metal Sonic, Rouge, Infinite, maybe Omega, unless it's a brand new character, you know, maybe it's Eggman in a mech, who knows. But either way, I'm looking forward to it. Another playable character that is not a Sonic clone, hopefully, because how many Sonic clones are there? I mean, Espio could be considered a Sonic clone, maybe Amy could be considered a Sonic clone, but I don't think Amy's the full character. The only other Sonic clone could be like Blaze, which she's not really a Sonic clone, but they sometimes use her as one. But yeah, it's looking like we're gonna get a playstyle that's either, if it's Classic Shadow or SA2 Shadow, then it's gonna be a Sonic clone. But if it's not, then it might not be a Sonic clone. Well, actually, Metal Sonic is a Sonic clone. There's a 50% chance it's a Sonic clone in terms of gameplay, but there's also a 50% chance that it's a character that has a different enough moveset that it justifies having a whole separate playstyle for them. And I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. But let me know what you guys think about all of this. What character do you want it to be? Or what character do you think it's going to be? I'm definitely looking forward to finding out who we're going to be playing as and getting that gameplay of this fourth character. And, you know, that means Classic Sonic takes less % of the game, which is just more of a benefit to all of us. Let's be real, like we're sick of him. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. More content coming soon to the channel. But yeah, man, thanks you guys for watching. It's been real. Wait, that's the wrong outro. That's all I have to say right now. So, the Remy out.